Brian was a very happy, active child, and as a little child, he was busy and ready to be out of the baby bed, no naps for Brian, and he was very, very, very fast moving and happy and smiley and just moving right along from one activity to the other. Kindergarten, first, second grades were fun for Brian. He made lots of friends. He had lots of fun activities in the schools where he went, and it was a great time for him. And then the third grade hit, and harder subjects were beginning to be in his scholastic life, and his teachers began to wonder what was wrong with Brian. And as they began to diagnose themselves or sort of guess what might be wrong with him, they sent him for testing, and he just seemed to not be able to focus on things that were important for him to learn and to stay in the pattern of studying. And so as he passed on through third, fourth grade, and we realized that he just had no math skills, we wanted to send him to learning schools and different activities, and we worked with him each day, and he just couldn't pay attention, and he couldn't seem to just focus on what we were trying to talk about at that moment. And even in reading one paragraph was hard for Brian. So then we heard about BrainCore Therapy, and we said, okay, well, let's try this and see what will happen. And he did not want to go at first and was a little leery about these movies and laying on this couch and doing those kinds of things. And then he began to really like it because he began to enjoy the therapist that was working with him, and the BrainCore Therapy began to work, and then we began to see progress in Brian. We began to see him doing calmer things and reading and enjoying things that he had not been enjoying. And his grades this year have just absolutely taken a different turn. So he has no F's this year, and he feels successful. He feels happy. He feels challenged, but he feels like he can attack the things that are going to be challenging him in the grade level where he is. And now that he's in middle school, it was very important that we get him into BrainCore Therapy before middle school so that he could take charge of his life and focus on the things that would help him to get his studies and get his good grades that are making him feel so good about himself. So we thank you for providing BrainCore Therapy and for making it possible for us to learn about it and take advantage of it for Brian.